Gyeongbokgung Palace stands in the center of city Seoul, which used to be Hanyang. The palace is surrounded by 4 mountains for the harmony of natural structure and environment. This is the front gate Gwanghwamun. According to the philosophy, the king must sit facing the south, and all the palace buildings during the Joseon period were built with this in mind. For this reason, Gwanghwamun Gate is the front gate since it is located in the southern part of the palace. The front gate Gwanghwamun consists of 3 doors with the middle one designated for the king. The door to the east was for scholar officials, while the door to the west was for military officials and technical staff to pass through. If you pass through the gate in the middle one, you will see that a mythical creature called Chujak. A Korean equivalent of phoenix was painted there to protect the gate, and it also symbolized the south direction. This is the first sight you can meet in Gyeongbokgung Palace. This gate, called Hungnaemun. This is the second gate of Gyeongbokgung Palace. On the right side, you can find the ticket box. It costs 3,000 won per one person. Let's see the details of the Gyeongbokgung Palace with me. After enter the Hungnaemun Gate, on the right side you can find the information center. On the left side of the Hungnaemun Gate, you can find the baggage locker. Feel free to use this locker, because it's free. This is Keunjeongmun Gate. Before you reach there, you must pass one bridge called Yeongjegyo. This is Yeongjegyo Bridge, and the water flowing beneath was called Kumcheon, forbidden stream in English. It's because you will be entering the king's property, so you should be careful what you say or do. This is the last gate that you should pass through before you reach the main building Keunjeongjeon. Keunjeongjeon Hall is the main building of Gyeongbokgung Palace. It stands in the central area of Gyeongbokgung Palace. It is where important government events were held, such as enthronement of the king, official morning assembly, welcoming reception for foreign envoys, and appointment of the crown prince. From the outside, it looks like a 2-story building, but it's actually a 1-story building with high ceiling. In the front yard of Keunjeongjeon Hall, there are 24 stones which called Pumgeseok. They are lined up according to the high and low levels of government office. This side is for military officials and this side is for the scholars. There is a statue of a guardian gods that represents each direction. This guardian called Chujak, which represents the south direction. This guardian called Hyunmu, which represent the north direction. There are also 5 colors that represent all directions called 오방색. The north is black, south red, east blue, and west white. And the middle one is the yellow. This guardian represents the east and it's called 청룡. And this side you can find something special inside the Keunjeongjeon Hall. On the ceiling, you can find the 7-clawed dragon called 칠조령. As you know, there are a lot of people who visit wearing hanbok. I also recommend it because you can enter for free and leave a lot of pretty pictures. This building is Sajongjeon Hall, which is a working place for the king and his officials. In Sajongjeon, there is no under system because they want king to be a hard worker and focus on the political things. This is Gangneungjeon, the king's chamber. Compared to the other buildings, the chamber has no ridge of the roof, because the ridge of the roof looks like dragon. The dragon represents the king, so they believe that two dragons cannot exist in the same place. So they think that it is meaningless to put dragon shape off the ridge of the roof.
Korea has the morning greeting. 강령하셨습니까? And 감령 became 안녕.
The patterns on the chimney stood in front of Gyeotdaejeon is not just decoration, but are words.
요 교태전, 미, 퀸 다해. 그리팅 퀸 다해요입니다. 꺼져.
This is Gyeotdaejeon, where is the chamber of queen.
저 문은 뭐야?
The doors can be divided and combined, so we call this 분한문. There is also no dragon sculpture 용마루 on the roof because it's the place where a king can be born.
중요한 게 있지, 교태전에는. 그것은 바로 교태전 뒷마당에 있습니다. 자, follow me.
There is something special about Gyeotdaejeon.
시크릿 가든 같은 느낌이야. 왜냐면 옛날에는 여자들이 외부 출입이 안 됐잖아. 그래서 이제 여기서 꽃 보고 야외 보고 이런 느낌.
Which is a small garden behind Gyeotdaejeon Hall and the chimney there. The army sun chimney is the most beautiful of the palace chimneys and is hexagonal and reminiscent of one tall brick house. Such a great deal of effort was devoted to decorating the chimney in order to enhance the dignity of the Gyeotdaejeon building and to decorate the atmosphere of the backyard in a bright and beautiful. Gyeongwaeru, which is famous in Gyeongbokgung Palace, is the largest single-plan pavilion in Korea. It is highly appreciated that such a large-scale building was constructed in the water, but still, the thick building was treated well with solid foundation, and a huge building was treated in a concise manner while being lavishly decorated as a banquet hall.
Hey pretty baby, am I in your way? Cause you walked out so fast yesterday. No, I don't think you're here to stay. No, I don't think you're here to stay. So tell me what you want, tell me how you want it. Tell me all the reasons that you're running away. I don't think you're here to stay. No, I don't think you're here to stay. No, no, no. I just wanna be with you. I just wanna be with you. Yeah. I just wanna be with you.
This place is where Jipyeonjeon used to be. Jipyeonjeon was the building of scholars and also the place where King Sejong invented the Great Hangul. But sadly, Jipyeonjeon was burnt down by Japanese in Imjin War. After a long time, new building was built and named it Sujongjeon. Sujongjeon is facing Gyeongwaeru. I felt the intelligence of great King Sejong. The fact that Hangul was invented here made me feel proud. Besides Sujongjeon, there is a beautiful path to walk and also a cafe to rest.
Why do you think the thorn is over there? It prevents birds from building a nest or poo-poo because birds' poo-poo is acidic, so it can damage the wooden structure. So this thing prevents the birds' poo-poo.
I just wanna be with you. I just wanna be with you. Yeah. I just wanna be with you. Yeah, I just wanna be with you.
Lastly, I will tell you an interesting story about Hachi in front of Gwanghwamun. Hachi can sense good and evil, so when there are people who have vicious intention, he bunts with his horn. FYI, I was a bit nervous when I was passing by Gwanghwamun gates. So this was all about the Joseon Dynasty's beautiful palace Gyeongbokgung. I hope you like it.
I just wanna be with you.